people in the real estate world. It's Nick's forecast. Anyways, it's March and another nice day out Lake of the Ozarks area. Anyways, talk about idiotic real estate stuff because I keep reading lots of stuff lately. And basically, well, first thing I want to talk about is a real estate agent and their splits. This has become more and more of an issue. And basically, if you're a real estate industry agent in the industry, you're not doing 100% split. You need to bounce out of your office. I keep real estate teams. It's stupid because the only team you want to be part of if you're going to be a real estate agent is if you're an assistant on a team, and split's probably going to be about 40 to 45%. And essentially you'll be an agent. Usually if you have a team like me and my cousin have, you might have an administrative staff do one thing, you have a listing person do something else, and you'll have buyers agents doing this, that, and the other thing. And so, and you give them a split. Our split, generally, we used to give them the 40% plus bonuses because they're out showing properties. And if they write up a look at it, generally, because we're going to be in the final say on it, because we're signing it, so we make the corrections, stuff like that. But this thing, these teams, I just read an article in Inman News, and this guy was talking about happy horsey stuff because I was part owner of a mortgage company, so I already know the game, and I've done thousands and thousands of deals in real estate and mortgages. So when I see this stuff, you have assistants if you're an agent. Mortgage broker, same thing. You might assistant or two, depending on what you're doing. Mortgages is a little bit different, but I'm just talking real estate in general. Is the real estate in general, assistants do your, and you want to be part of a big team. Now, if you're part of a team, in other words, you're an assistant to some person that has a real estate business that they're running, that's one thing. But being part of some stupid team, this stupid team concept is lame. And I remember this Ryan Cedar Hunt in $1 million list in New York. Yeah, he's got a blah, 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 and all these people. Well, some team when 10 or 12 of his people walked out and they formed their own Keller Williams franchise and told him to go screw himself. So, because they were screwing him on the splits and paying their people, and he was trying to make excuses about it. I know this is way, but that show's probably been 10 or 12 years, but it doesn't matter because I keep reading about the same thing over and over and over again happening. And they're talking about big. I know Ryan Eklund, he was on NCS LA last night as a guest actor, but I know he quit $1 million listing in New York because he's too damn busy, which makes sense because he lives in New York, and he's also got businesses in Texas, but he also owns a real estate company, part owner in Europe, which he doesn't have much say in because he's not around. But he's building these teams, and he's done quote unquote $3 billion worth of business, which who knows if that's true or not. But if it is to him, but the thing is, the team thing is still kind of lame because you got all these people quote unquote working for you, but paying them. Are you providing the leads? What kind of split? So what I'm saying to you is that something you have to consider is that you need your own person, do your own thing. Real estate's an individual thing, consolidation across the industry. But you know what the problem? The NRA numbers, now Association Real numbers, are wrong, and they're off. And one thing that was great after 2008 is a lot of people dumped the franchises for their own businesses. I mean, I remember just in Seattle alone, all the new ones that came up because I knew a lot of brokers that started their own companies. They all wanted me to work for them after they did. So, and I remember one company for the thing is that their concept was interesting because it's 100% shop, totally independent, and basically you made no payment until you closed your deal. So you basically worked out of your house and that. They just had a small office, their own thing. They have a couple offices out, and they're making money. I talk to the owners and help them a bunch of stuff because I had way more experience than they did. But anyways, it was a good concept, and I'm all for 100% shops. Being in a split, if you for like your first or second year, or maybe your third year, and you get like an 80-20 split, 70-30, which sucks, but 80-20, 90-10, that's fine. I know Better Homes and Garden, they do a lot of 90-10 up to like 6, something like that, which if you're new, yeah, I guess that would be, yeah, if you're new, that's probably okay, but they're really the slim margins. As a franchise going to do anything for you anyways. The independents, at least you know where you sit. You got to do your own marketing and all your other stuff. Franchise is the same. Like I said, not really happens because they don't do anything. So you're split. You just need to be 100%. Even if you're new, you might want to do a split for maybe a big independent franchise shop, then go somewhere and go to 100%. The problem is they don't show you anything. And the number one problem with real estate, and the same thing with mortgages, insurance, is consistency. Consistency of marketing. I don't see this being talked about enough at all. And I know for you investors and sellers and buyers out there, because I talk about everything real estate. So this is something you need to consider, as they don't talk about consistency for the real estate agents out there and mortgage brokers that are trying to be stable. This is a problem for a lot of real estate companies, is being able to have a stabilized, essentially, marketing program, but they don't ever help the agents because they don't do it because they're cheap. Great, but you're not helping your agents. You're not building your company out. I remember a long time ago, it was in 99, 98, there was an anchor office somewhere in Washington State, the southern part of the state, that actually did the marketing and actually helped their agents out. And they only had 50 agents in the office for 45 or something. This is a long 20, 25 years. They do it a while and built out. They didn't hire anything in the office, but they were able to give every agent out 2 to 3. That helped them secure their income, helped them produce more. And that they go. And I'm not saying there's not a lot of agents' offices that don't do that, don't do it because it's a consistency problem. And so if you're an agent working in a company like that, they did some stuff, you got a 50-50 split on the lead that's there, because after that you may get some referrals on it if you did a good job, and you get those referrals later, and that's more cash flow for you. And that's a big issue. Like I said, any marketing stuff you can get, go to buyreferralonly.com, deanjackson.com, the Master Direct Response, tomferry.com, mikeferry.com, brianferry.com, and you could go to Buffini. He's got his thing going on. Grant Cardone's got a really killer program, sales anyways, but he's got one for real estate agents, really good. It's all about marketing. And so you're trying to build your marketing out, but it has to be consistent. Your mail out. You're doing door hangers once a quarter or every twice a year. Your consistency, sending posts out for farming areas, and it's just, in other words, consistency. You're sending stuff out for foreclosures because there's a bend in the road coming, and it's pretty big, and a lot of agents are going to get nailed again like they did in 2000. Worse. If you're an investor, seller, buyer, this could be a good opportunity for you down the road. Seller, not so much. Investors. So it's going to happen. Crack, the bond market starting to crack. So as an agent, you need to start looking ahead. Mortgage brokers too, because that's going to change too. They're going to start getting here pretty soon. I mean, even rental rates are about 5%, which is still low. Anything under 6.5 is still pretty good rate wise. I remember when I started, it was like 8% or so loan. So 7 3/4, 8%. 8 1/4. That was 95. So yeah, it was a while back. You're talking almost years ago. So it's going to again. So the agent consistency is an issue, but so two things that won't be marketing enough. I just don't see it, and I've kind of skimmed some of these books that have come out for new agents and blah blah blah. They still don't talk. See, and that's a problem. Me and my cousin used to send out 150 a month every month. So we know what's up, and you have to be consistent and what you're doing. And I don't care what your social media is, videos, whatever you're on, but you need to be consistent. And also too, like I said, the split issue is a big issue, and like be part of any team. That's one thing I don't like about Keller Williams. They have people as part of these teams. Well, like if I went to Keller Williams, yeah, they're a good company for franchise, but I want to belong to your team or that team or any other team. I want to be my own team, doing my own thing, and I don't want to have to be part of your team because basically you're putting yourself and you're basically to give up more of your mission, and everybody's trying to get your, and that's a bad thing. So 100% shops at an independent real estate company is the way to go. It's not part of any franchise. Now, there are exceptions to rule, or you might be at a RE/MAX office because the broker owners can do whatever. You might be in a RE/MAX office or a Windermere office or John L. Scott or whatever. You might be 100%, but the fees are pretty high. Now, all the RE/MAX offices, a lot of RE/MAX offices, some of the fees are a lot lower, but in metropolitan areas, it might be a lot. And you want to go to basically an independent where you don't have to be part of the National Association of Realtors, paying you the extra fees, and you're trying to get your fees down and keep your fees simple so you can keep doing your marketing and get your money so you can keep buying more real estate and doing your, and I just in the industry, like I said, I blame a lot of broker owners or designated brokers, but especially the owners. And this is for mortgagers too. I blame them because they don't do enough marketing and they're not helping their people. Even though by law you're a 1099 contractor, it still doesn't matter. Instead of building your out, you need to help build your people out and build their businesses too. You more money because if they do a good job, referrals are going to go to them. That means you get paid on it, and there's more down the referral tree where everything goes. And so you keep building it out, and you're building a strong marketing platform in any community you have. I mean, I used to hear these stupid meetings. Yeah, a couple different companies that were in Seattle. These were for some franchises before I bit out of them, and I didn't stay at any of them too long because I went to 100% shops. But some of these meetings, blah blah blah, this, the stupid Monday BS meeting, and let's talk about how to get us that. And the problem is the offices didn't do anything, and they had money. I remember when I first started real estate at this stupid company. It's now defunct, complete loser. He went under anyways. He lost his. When he first started, he had no franchise, and he got a franchise, and he screwed a bunch of people too. He was just a scumbag. But I had a broker beginning, and then a scumbag agent in the office who was a broker, associate broker, took over. He's a piece. He was, and I don't mind saying it because I don't care. I won't mention the name of the company, but he was a piece of crap. But he used to have these. I used to go, and I was working 2 other jobs, but I still used to go on Mondays and listen to it. And essentially, they did nothing, and they basically didn't provide anything for the agents. Didn't help out. And that was when floor time used to be all. I did that because I said no, I'll never do this again. I used to prospect at night with one other agent who kind of showed me the ropes in the beginning. But yeah, he still brings down. He doesn't have to work because he's totally retired, but he still knocks out 35, 40 deals a year without breaking a sweat, and over 50% of his deals are referrals. So, but he used to be a cold calling person like I was all the time. I had other businesses too, and he owned a bunch of real estate. So this is your thing to build it out so you can have money, start buying real estate and start owning and going to tax off, buying deals off market. buying apartment buildings and houses and flipping them, keeping them as rentals, preferably, just doing your thing. But the problem is, it's still a lot of the broker owners about the story. They have these meetings on Monday morning, and a lot of this has gone away with COVID, and a lot of them probably are holding Zoom meetings. I know that's true because I've been reading about it, and I talked to some agents in different places about it. But it's still the same thing. And real estate is an individual business, but a lot of these things that have these companies, these broker owners, they don't help their agents out by doing things bad. They don't train them on anything. They don't train them on how to act, what to do. Work leads to a lot of legal entanglements. I know because I've been through the legal hell a few times, so I've been around that ringer. I'll be the first to admit it. But when you're highly productive, it's the nature of the beast. And if you haven't been threatened by a lawyer, you haven't done this and that, then you're full of crap. So, and I've been taken to the state a few times and some stuff, and I admit it too. And I beat it every time because it was a bunch of crap. I remember the first time when I got taken to the state one time on some BS, that stuff got thought by a person at the state, and then they ended up going after the other agent and suspending the other agent. They ended up suspending the other agent for 4 months because he was full of crap. And the broker's office of this franchise, the broker owner threatened to pull it. So, anyways, that door swings two ways. This stuff that's totally irrelevant and had nothing to do with anything. It wasn't your fault, but they just do it because they're mad because of a deal. So things like this happen, and like I said, I've been around. I've had complaints of the multiple listing, Northwest multiple listing, not a few dozen times, probably 6, 7 in my career. But I beat them every time because they were full of crap. I never had to pay any fines. And this is too against the people trying to. And sometimes nothing happens. Sometimes a couple of them got nailed with $1,500 complaints. It's been on both sides. So I've seen the deal. So agent is different. It's a kind of a different deal because they have the mortgage broker. These things when the people complain, they complain to the state. A lot of times they're bogus anyways because they're pissed off about something. But as I got off tangent, I'm going to get back on tangent. Consistent marketing to the agents out, because especially the agents second, third year, it's bad enough you don't know anything. If you got a full-time job, do it. If you have a couple part-time jobs, do it. You got a business you run, do it. That real estate is something you're going to build. It takes some time. And a lot of these broker owners say, well, if you're, especially at franchise shops, they don't, but it's not full-time, but it's not realistic when you're starting out. See today, back almost 30 years ago, you could start out and do it because the price of housing wasn't, especially in major metropolitan areas. So, and also too, before they changed the telemarketing law in 2001. So, it's a consistent thing as far as the marketing goes, and that helps the office out because it basically cements you in a community. And you're using your internet as a tool with multiple facets and fronts that are basically can tie in othership, which is your internet site, and then there's a whole host of other things that you tie into it. But also too, there's a consistency factor that has to be done by your office to help you out, and a lot of times it's not happening. And this is a major problem where you have a lot of agents burning out. And also, too, that they're not making it. I mean, do I knocking door to door? If one Mexican agent in LA, this is a long time ago, he's retired, but he came from Mexico as a kid, or no, actually, he was an young adult, I think he was 20. Came in there, didn't speak limited good English. She was from Mexico, too. And then he worked for a company for years and started his own company and wasn't part of the multiple association or anything else. And he used to do all his own deals in East Los Angeles. And he used to sell everything himself and did it. And he's just racking it. And this was Rolls Royce. And it was totally awesome. I heard him a long time at a Mike Ferry thing because he studied the Mike Ferry stuff inside and out. And he worked it. And boom, it goes. Probably one of the coolest stories I've ever heard in real estate. He made millions. But It was consistent every day. He'd walk 8 hours a day, walking doors all through East LA thing, and he had other marketing that he did. Eventually down the road, he didn't need to do that anymore because he built it out, but he was still got on the phone and called every day. He was calling, he was basically calling non-owner occupied residents or apartment builders. He built that business out too, and he had a mail program, all this other stuff. And I just think it's just a major as far as that goes. So what I'm saying to you is an agent, mortgage broker too, if you're a mortgage loan officer, part of any team is to have your own team of assistants building your own, you need to be 100% agent. You have some people that want to work and they don't want to deal with the hassles of the real estate thing. But remember, people aren't going to work with you forever. So, eventually people leave. So the team's kind of a thing. You're going to have your administrative people, and that you may just start off with one person working for you, and that's all you need, because you may be doing 100 deals a year. Said it's not be one-sided if you're a real estate agent or mortgage broker. If you're a mortgage broker, get your real estate license, do that. If you're a real estate agent, get your mortgage broker's licenses and do that too. Especially when now you need to do both. As you develop your career, you might go to one way or the other. But also, too, you need to do commercial real estate if you're doing residential. Problem is there's too many offices that do residential because this broker owner idiots, and I emphasize idiots, don't know any commercial. I hate leasing. I hated doing leases. I used to send those off to other agents for referrals. I hated doing them. Doing easy triple leases, simple, but I still hated doing leases. And I know how to do them. I understand all of it, but I don't want to do them. So I used to the land, the warehouses that you're selling, whatever. Yeah, I used to do that. No big deal. So yeah, I like doing that. It's like I like doing the deal. The deal's good after you get done. A lot of them, but a lot of them just have you do houses or duplex, triplex, or fourplexes, which is great, but you still need to know how to do commercial because you need to do more deals. You learn leasing because that leads to more deals. And so that's saying to you that you might send mailers out to rents that are renting apartment buildings that want to buy an apartment, or they may have houses too, and you're going to send it out farm, maybe almost out to 1,000 homes, 2,000 homes. I tell you, do 5,000, but you send that out. I don't care if mail is expensive. You just need to do it, and you build it out, and you build an area, and you're consistent, and you send out a mailer once a month. You send out a newsletter, and you build it out, and you build your own farm. And there are other agents try to play all this psychological garbage. Don't listen to it. You're at 100% shop. You're making money, and now you're making so much money now that your marketing is really, really low. And all of a sudden, you keep building your referral thing out. Before you know it, you're 50% referrals, but you still want to keep doing your marketing leads to make more money than that. So consistency is an issue. So the two issues I have right now in the real estate industry, I think, are the commission split shop and go to an independent shop. And it really doesn't matter if you go to a franchise or not. Franchises decide to sell their franchise and their internet sites. And what a big deal it is for you, the name and all that. It's a bunch of psychological mumbo jumbo, behavioral psychology. And they try to use a lead in a lot of stuff. Wrong answer is not going to happen. You need to go to an independent shop. You want to go to a franchise shop, go. But if you're not 100%, move out. Now, if you're still your cherry, one or second or third year, fine. I would say, if you're cherry your first and second year, do it. Or if your office has 100%, do that. The big thing is consistency in marketing. And a lot of times a broker owner are cheap, or they don't want to spend money, or they don't have the money because they're so tight. These are consider. And a lot of times they don't. A lot of times, a lot of places, most companies don't do anything. The other agents, so a lot of them have to go outside and look for help. And now you have a lot of these. Basically trainers, but a lot of these old time trainers are starting to disappear. Mike Ferry down the road, he's going to disappear for too long because he's going to retire because he's 75 and he's just going to say goodbye. Stump 63, 64 now. Buffini's the same age. A lot of these guys are looking at, already been in the business a long time, done everything. Tom Ferry's in my age bracket. He'll be there for a while longer, but who knows, maybe he'll retire. He doesn't need to work anymore. He can retire right now. His brother or two, same thing, been around Lyme. Dean Jackson, a long time. I mean, he could retire yesterday, a long time ago. A lot of these guys can. There's some budgetal type of out in the East Coast, West Coast, Midwest. I can't remember some names, but I've seen some of their ones and some of their stuff, and it's okay. And so everybody got their own spin on it, but a lot of mortgage people, and then obviously I hadn't trained them how to make $250,000 plus a year, and basically how to build that business. And I've done it because we had a pretty good side. Did it until we sold it off, and everyone went their own way. But that a lot of times no one's being trained. So that's a third issue, is that this commission split. If you're a mortgage broker, if you're getting a 70-30 split, that's about as high as you can get, maybe 80-20. But if you get a 70-30, 80-20 for mortgage broker, that's pretty good. And basically, real estate agents can't do it unless you're a chair 1 to 3 years. So I'm right on, but these are just things you need to think, is that the training is really bad in the industry for real estate and mortgages. It's really, really bad. Now, if you come from another industry, it's done a lot of marketing and done a lot of stuff, you're going to have a good idea what you need to do anyways to do it. But real estate's a different beast, like mortgage. It's a completely, it's just a different way of doing stuff. You understand a lot about time management if you're from another sales position, from another type of industry, which is cool because you understand all that. And you understand a lot of basic sales and how to use the phone and things to do, but there's still a lot of stuff you have to know, especially has to do with contracts and how they're written up and what they need to do. Even though you might have done contracts and other stuff, it's a lot different because a residential is completely different than commercial. And so commercial is a residential, it is, but it's not so much. And there's a lot of ego blows here, like in any industry, but you have a lot of big time egos. Real estate, not so much. Mortgages, yes, but not so much. But real estate, you do, and it can affect deals and just one of those things. But like I said, the three big issues that real estate commission splits, which you need to be 100% agent, period. Training is terrible across the board. It's probably one of the biggest problems in the real estate mortgage industry, is why a lot of people go to his YouTube channel. So he had a video out like 5 years ago on it. You should watch it. It's pretty interesting, and you can lead the. Also, consistent marketing as an agent or mortgage broker, but the consistency of your designated broker or the broker owner, essentially the owner, to go ahead and do consistent marketing. I see these things about these teams, which is really lame. But anyways, some do consistent marketing, some don't. I'd say most don't. And so you're part of this team. Well, so what are they doing for you? What are they providing for you? It's just things for you guys to think about. Anyways, that was long-winded and all, but I just wanted to talk about the stuff because the stuff was kind of irritating me. So I wanted to get it out in the open. If you guys have a good one, any questions, go to Nick's or go to Facebook, Nick's Forecast. Also, too, if you need commercial funding for real estate transactions, also too specialized funding for projects, but for big time investors, and you need a certain amount to requirements to do it. But anyways, but for commercial real estate funding, I can help. I've got some pretty cool programs. So anyways, in that one there, go to Cobra Biz, Cobra Fund. Anyways, have a good one. Bye.